So this past Saturday, I found myself watching the PAX East panel of Final Fantasy XVI for about 20 minutes, and it crashed and burned, and I was like, no! So we're going to flash forward to Sunday, where I watched it in its entirety. It was archived, there's a link below. I'm sure you've watched it, or you wouldn't have clicked on this video, but I watched the panel just over an hour long, and then I watched it again, and again, but with each again, I watched it through a content creator's reaction, because I'm at the point now where I'm so hyped for the game. I'm so hyped for the game, where I've indulged the content I can from that panel, and I'm now sifting through people that I respect and really like to see their opinions of things that I like. And I'm watching their reactions, and I'm kind of reacting with them again, like, yeah, are they going to react how I did at this part? Because I was like, whoa. I'm just at that point, and it's gotten to the point where I am now making this video, kind of continue that path. If someone's traveling the path like I am, just looking at other people's thoughts and opinions, just so we can get some discussion going. That's the whole point of the video. Comment section, social media, everywhere. Let's talk about it. I'm going to be overly positive because I am hyped about Final Fantasy XVI, but I just kind of want to share my thoughts and opinions. So, what is up, guys? Genesis 7 here. We got to the intro. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about PAXEast Final Fantasy XVI. Now, I'm just going to be going over the gameplay parts. I'm going to have timestamps in the description, accompanied with gameplay, so you don't have to just see my face. You can watch this at whatever speed you want. I'm aiming for around 10-15 minutes. Let's hope we can stick to that. I hope I can stick the landing. I can, but I might have some jump cuts here and there because I will wallow on about something far too long and start repeating myself. It's one of the problems I have when I'm so excited about something. So let's talk about the presentation itself. If you are a player or a fan of Final Fantasy XIV, you've watched the live letters, you've been to FanFest, you are no stranger to how Yoshi P, Michael Koji Fox, and the team handle their presentations. It's a very down-to-earth manner. You are seeing it at its purest form. You are having no BS, basically, in between anything. You're getting what you came to that panel or that presentation for. Very truthful, very to the point, sometimes too truthful. It's got him into a little bit of trouble. It's got some headlines going on those gaming sites because of how truthful and down to earth he is. But that's what you want in this industry, and nowadays you don't want your pre-rendered cutscenes, you don't want just your PNG kind of the logo. You want the gameplay, you want to see how it plays, and you want that questions that you are asking answered, and it tackled everything here. So kudos to the team, thoroughly enjoyed, had a great laugh along with it, just because of how real and down to earth it is. So just wanted to get out of the way. Kudos Yoshi P and the team for that presentation. So let's flash forward, let's move forward, flash forward, we'll just go with it, to the 4 pillars of Final Fantasy XVI. This is where we got our kind of like flash trailer of the narrative, the gameplay, particularly the battles is what they're showcasing, the graphics and the characters. Overall, it's that hype reel, isn't it? It got me hyped, and I wanted more. I didn't know what we was going to expect, but when they said they got more gameplay, they had the PlayStation 5, the power of the PlayStation 5 at their side. We were in for some good things. So the 4 pillars video definitely got me excited, ready to get into this kind of presentation and just wanting more. So we're going to fast forward to the I can't say the word, Valisthea. The world pronunciations are butchered, are going to be all over the place. I can say Clive, so I'm going to just be down with that. But the world of Final Fantasy XVI, this is where we got a bit of exploration, because this is not what we've gotten much of so far. It's been very combat focused when the press and select content creators got to view it. Very good. But they wanted to be like, hey, this is an RPG at its core. You're going to be exploring, and wow, does this world look beautiful and massive? Like, oh my goodness. Please, in the comment section below, if you disagree with me, just put it down there. Let's have a discussion what you didn't like about it, because I bloody loved it. And there is just a bunch of different areas that we're going to be exploring. Obviously not all of them, and they just look vast and beautiful. It seems like we're going to be going into many different biomes, from your greenest grassy foresty biomes to your desolate deserts, aka Thalalan, kind of traversals, and maybe we'll get a snow biome. I don't know if we've seen any snow yet, but we've still got the deep caverns, the dungeons, the mother crystals, just everywhere. And oh man, I don't. How can you not be excited about it? I mean, I'm a Final Fantasy fan through and through. Obviously, I am a turn-based traditionalist, but I have adapted and just followed Final Fantasy as I've gotten older, because as games have evolved, I've evolved too, and I will always support the franchise no matter what. I am very welcoming of like the action-based system, and I think we can kind of like fast forward to kind of talking about the battle system, because we had gameplay of Yoshi P literally taking control, going out to what is it, a young like lion or something, a young tiger, and showcasing the battle system just through and through without any kind of accessory, and it just looks phenomenal. It's going to be so experimental, and I'm going to be taking it in with open arms. I don't mind perishing away and getting game overs. I really want to kind of embrace this battle system and learn. Maybe I will equip those timely accessories when I need it, just so I can get above the learning curve, because I ain't like that great at action games, but just this presentation kind of showing off how it kind of rolls. It looks like I'm going to have a ball with it, and I do have the support there if I need it, and that's great overall. Accessibility is very important in video games. I'm glad that it's getting the shine that it needs nowadays. It's taken a long time, but a lot of games are embracing it, and they're really making it part of their showcase, because they want the game to be for everyone, and that's very, very important. So let's go over to the Eikon battles. Man, this is going to be a roller coaster. That's exactly how they've described it, right? It's going to be an emotional roller coaster. We've seen the pro wrestling fight between Garuda and Ifrit, however you want to pronounce it. There's going to be some pronunciations, like corrections in the comment section, I guess. But Ifrit, come to me, Ifrit! It's just seeing Phoenix on that Panzer Dragoon / kind of like Nier Automata kind of play style, the faster paced kind of like hack and slash on the Titan and the Titan Lost. Really interested to see these vast majority of gameplay styles. When it comes to QTEs, I don't really mind them. They explained what they're there for, and I'm all for it. The fact that you don't get a game over, you can't really complain. QTEs are just QTEs. If they're used right, they're used in the right way. They're never a nuisance, and they're never like, oh, I've got to hold my controller. Like, I want to be engaged with this game. Like, these fights look epic, and I want to not like put the controller down while I'm just waiting for the next phase and just being like, I want to be engaged in that phase change, the environmental change, the character change, the boss change. And the QTEs are going to do exactly that. So I ain't got no complaints about the QTEs. QTEs in general, yeah, I do have a problem, but in the way it's implemented in Final Fantasy XVI, nah, no way. I'm all for it. So we talked about combat, talked about the world. I guess we can dive into kind of the exploration and the kind of RPG elements that we got in this. We're getting more in April. Just seeing Clive walk around this world and kind of going from this desert area to this kind of marketplace, and all this like ancient artifacts, the Fallen, which I'm sure is going to play into the storyline in the late game. I'm sure there's going to be an airship made of this the Cid's going to excavate, if I was to have a guess, but that's just another video for another time if we want to go down the prediction routes. But just going down through the world, jumping on your chocobo, looking through this market, the NPC dialogue, really hoping that all the NPC has dialogue, knowing the team behind this. I'm sure that these NPC dialogues are really going to tie into the world and the story, which in itself is going to be very exciting. just going in there and like talking to your NPCs and just going through the town, seamless. And then we get this world map, which is like, I guess as of late, it reminds me of Field Chronicles, because that's the freshest game in my mind. But that diorama style, and just kind of, you can just envision it as a classic world map. And who can forget the classic 8-bit avatars, the little pixel art on the loading screens as well of your party that you're with as well. Like, oh my god, like there's so much to kind of like go over. The world map just having that classic feel of it, and what was it, 3 or 4 seconds? I'm not like bothered about the technical hoo-has, but it's impressive that it does that. And I think loading times, if you're loading a save, like going from one save to another, it's even faster. So I am thoroughly excited. The way it's showcased is amazing. Just the hideaway as well, where you can upgrade your weapons, get new weapons. I'm sure this hideout builds up over time. Maybe the aesthetics, the environment of it changes over time. Maybe this is what becomes the airship, maybe. Who knows? Is there going to be an airship in it? I'm just kind of going on Final Fantasy tropes. Like every Final Fantasy's had an airship, so you think this would have some kind of airship too. But that hideaway is definitely going to be a good place to go. The fact that you've got this arcade mode, that stone that he went to, and it was showcasing things. This is a great place for someone like me to practice. As I get confident, maybe I'm going to go for those leaderboards, because I know that a lot of people that I know are going to be going for those leaderboards too. So it's very exciting to have that element to it. Very excited for the future of that, and just how people are going to come up with some insane strategies to come across bosses. Like the potential just in that is itself is amazing and very exciting. So I think I've touched on everything. I've not followed the bullet points in order, by the way. So yeah, I think that's everything I want to talk about. They hit the nail in the head with this presentation and got me excited for the however they tackle the presentation for the RPG elements. I am excited, like I am thoroughly excited, to the point where I've made this video and I am now at the end. And I want to keep talking about it, but I think I've done my thing. I'm excited for the characters. Clive Benstar is doing a great job with Clive. It's just going to be such a fun time with Final Fantasy XVI. Wanted to cover the PAXEast panel, which I've done, and I think it's time for me to sign out of the video. So thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up button if you haven't already. Comment down below. Keep the algorithm going. I want to keep this conversation going of just keeping that hype going until we get more content. So please get involved. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, just so you get notified of any videos that I upload that you might be interested in. And until next time, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the flip side.